or computer systems that perform tasks normally requires human intelligence. So that's in short.
This afternoon on Megabyte, we are joined by Steven Vries, Human Capital Manager at Old Mutual Namibia, to talk to us about an enthralling topic that has not just Namibia, the whole global community in a chokehold, in a vice grip lately, and we are continuously astounded by its capabilities. We're talking about the rise of artificial intelligence. Steven, welcome to 99 FM.
Good to be here and looking forward.
Yeah, no, we briefly just commented on AI and how it has everybody, asking all sorts of questions. But let's get down to the core of what it is. What is artificial intelligence?
Skrypt, to put it simply, artificial intelligence, pretty much referring to, use of automated bots. Was probably different. Let's say bots or computer systems that perform tasks normally requires human intelligence. So that's in short. Artificial intelligence.
So why do you think people generally are apprehensive when it comes to AI?
So obviously it's clear that the arrival of this technology has created fear that I will one day take that artificial intelligence will one day take over, human beings or make human beings obsolete, especially in the workplace. And that the fear of creating intelligent computers could start the beginning of the end of work as we know it. But I think from where I'm sitting is, the second part would be a fear of knowledge or a lack of knowledge, and then a fear of the unknown. The way we see it is that many people who don't have computer science background are instinctively deterred from trying to understand and appreciate artificial intelligence.
And I don't think it helps as well that we have sci-fi movies. Now I'm thankfully a sci-fi movie buff, but I wouldn't say I'm technologically inclined, but I'm very intrigued by technology, so I don't run from it instinctively. But movies don't help, as far as AI is concerned. A lot of people see it as like robots coming to take over, and not just the jobs, but then there'll be a mass invasion of robots, and
Exactly.
these things come into play. But what are the common misconceptions about artificial intelligence?
So I'll talk about three. The first one, like you've mentioned, is that IA will take away my job. But we need to understand that IA are not always about replacing human workers, but rather supplementing existing abilities. So that's one of the common misconceptions. Second one I would like to touch on is that the understanding that IA is too difficult for lay people to understand, assuming incorrectly that it's only for scientists and IT experts. IA is nothing more than a processor. So if we look at IA, it's basically feeding data to get the results you want. It can be grasped by anyone who wishes to dedicate a short amount of time learning the basic texts of IT. And hence, if you see in the article that I've written, where I say hashtag learn one more skill every year, and what better time now to look into IA?
And what better time to catch up as well, because it seems to be growing at quite a very fast rate right now, and we're seeing artificially intelligent songs being manufactured where the artist is not even in the room, but it sounds like the artist. For example, these programs have evolved immensely. But what are some of the benefits? Now we've talked about the fears that people have, and some of them sitting in the cars right now saying, "Ooh, that's me." But now let's break the chains. What are some of the benefits?
So the benefits, looking at it, before I get to the benefits, I think although it seems it's the latest thing, AI have been with us for 4 years. I think you just need to go back, think. I had a chat with an example was from office to here. I've used IA through a taxi, online, an app, pick me up here, drop me off there, safe. You look at the safety, and that brings me to the point of safety. But to go specifically to benefits, if you look at IA and automation work hand in hand. So from an automation perspective, so businesses can enjoy increased productivity, higher production rates, improvement in customer experience, help business to respond to customers quickly, smarter decision making, like I say, processor, put in data, you've got a whole picture in terms of making smart decisions. And I think important is also, to manage that repetitive tasks. And the last one I would like to mention is disaster management. Using artificial intelligence, looking at weather patterns, foresee whatever is coming our way, you can make better decisions on it.
And more accurate ones as well. That's what I appreciate about it.
Exactly.
What are some of the real life examples or applications of AI? Like you mentioned, you got an app, got into the taxi, you came to have a chat with me here today, and that was all artificially orchestrated, if you will.
Exactly.
What are some of the other real life examples that we might use that we don't know, or some of the ones that might be coming to us in the near future?
Hence my previous comments in terms of it's with us all along. So I'll use some simple examples. You look at translating applications between languages. I mean, I talk here, I've got an app, you translate it to me. You look at the famous one is video games. I mean, you get into FIFA 13, it moves, or 23, next stage.
That one has my soul.
Exactly. Another example I can use is self-driving cars. With Tesla, it's artificial intelligence. And I think the last one I would like to touch on is on cameras and apps use IA, for different effects, images. We know people with selfies. It's artificial intelligence. And getting to that, looking at these simple examples, not the point is artificial intelligence are not here to take over our work. It's just for us to work smarter and better.
Now let's look forward for a second. Think maybe, I don't want to say 50 to 100 years into the future, or maybe that's even too far because the rate at which it's growing is fast. Let's say 5-10 years into the future, what is Namibia looking like in relation to artificial intelligence?
The future of artificial intelligence appears bright, with continued advancement of technology. There's no doubt about it. We need to move within. One important aspect I would like to highlight is we as a country need to take inventory of our current skills to identify which additional skills employees need to learn. The reality is IA is already at work all around us, impacting everything, if not most of our day-to-day activities. We, however, do face specific challenges in terms of infrastructure, skills, knowledge gaps, research capacities, and availability of data, because AI is driven by data. And we need to overcome that. So far, developments in IA have been predominantly driven by private sector technology, and I think it's important that we set up, strategic partnerships to build capacity, inclusion, and equity around this. Just lastly, most probably to mention, we were all 2 years back pre-COVID. We've been talking in the workplace around the flexible work hours. Hit COVID, couple of months into work from home, and I mean we're now moving in the stage of working from anywhere. So my view is we do have the capacity. We don't need to underestimate ourselves from a Namibian perspective, but we just need to make work on the challenges that I've highlighted.
100%, and I couldn't agree more. The pleasure is all mine. Thank you for clarifying for those out there who have been scared of artificial intelligence and expecting robots to come in and threaten them. But there's a lot of good things that can come in Namibia from it, and we appreciate you taking the time. Thank you so much.
Anytime. Thanks.
That is Steven Vries, the Human Capital Manager at Old Mutual Namibia, just to ease our hearts and our minds about the future of artificial intelligence in Namibia and the rise of automation. This is your tech takeover.
99 FM's Megabyte was brought to you by MTC. MTC, make the connection.